TV. You're not looking at the camera.
Yeah, but it gives me something to look at.
Or now I can just...
Nice job, high five.
One shot, one kill. Ronnie did.
Now introducing your Butthole Podcast. Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
What's up, girl?
I love the butthole.
Went to class when you did.
Who doesn't
want to go to
love the
Right.
butthole?
We all love the butthole.
Welcome in, everybody, to episode 241 of the official Butthole Podcast. We have some breaking Vikings news.
And
we're
we have a
damn
special. Are we going to
excited.
introduce our special guest?
Yeah,
Just let
Scott.
people watch and go, oh, wow, there's a fifth person here. There's at least 10 inches of cock in that room, and they're not even talking about who the fifth person is. You're
You
just
just
skipping
Probably
right
closer
into
to
it.
9. I only got about an inch, bud.
All right, but there's at least 9 inches of cock in this room right now, and we're just ignoring it. This is Alex.
Superfan Alex in the house.
Who'll be joining us for tonight's podcast, giving us some insight.
Happy to be here.
A little extra arguments on the Vikings. There's going to be a lot of fire tonight.
I don't think Alex
And the
argues.
Wild.
Oh, and the Wild. We have some hot takes coming. Are you firing at somebody in specific?
Scott.
Oh!
That's fine. That's fine. We can talk about it.
Just watch how defensive he gets.
Yeah, he's got the shades on right now, so you can't see him crying.
I'm not crying at all.
That's sweat, bud. That's sweat.
It is a little
hot
hot
down
down
here.
here.
It is warm. I don't have
Warmer than
AC
normal.
in this joint.
Shit.
Not down here.
Wait, are we going to get the wild chatter out of the way right away or later?
Let's go to Daniil. Let's start
Yeah,
off. 'cause
let's
This is
stick
big
on-
time news,
yeah.
and this is relevant as of today.
Breaking news, yeah.
Hit us with it, Scott.
All right, before I was so rudely interrupted by Star Lamar's stupid mouth, Daniil Hunter and the Minnesota Vikings agreed to a restructured contract, giving him $5.6 million more dollars, but also guaranteeing that he's going to be at mandatory minicamp tomorrow for the Minnesota Vikings. How does that make you guys feel as far as the season outlook for the Purple? Star, we'll start with you.
Makes me feel better. I will admit I did get to the point where I was okay with trading them, and I feel bad about it. But it just got I got to that point like, oh, we can get a Khalil Mack type trade for a young stud like that. But now we do have one of the youngest, best pass rushers in the league. It's good to lock him up. Is there any update on his health? Do we know
No.
how his neck is, or is it that still could be a question mark? No one really knows, right?
We're going to
That's-
know tomorrow, right? He's going to check in. There's going to be some background checks. We'll figure it out.
Was there anything wrong with his neck in the first place? Conspiracy.
We
Sprinkle
talked
that
about
on.
that this weekend a little bit. I think there was. He got better. We were bad. He didn't want to come back.
He didn't want to. He just said, I'm going to sit this year out, money wise, too.
That's
that
what I
makes
would
the
put
most
on it.
sense to me. Yeah, COVID season. Fuck it. I'm just going to heal up 100%. Attack next season.
Come back healthy.
Yep.
With more money.
There was a butthole bet place this weekend, not with Gage's
Ruh-roh.
Rage. Not this time.
Okay,
Don't worry.
good.
You're in the clear. There was, I think it was a $20 bet that Daniil Hunter does not play week 1 for the Vikings. And I think Nick won.
What did Nick bet?
He bet that Daniil would
Would?
play week 1.
I mean, if you're going to try to pad your stats
That was
to
at
get
the
a better
Dynasty
payday
League
next year, wouldn't
draft.
you not want to do it against the Bengals? That could be a fat 5-sack game for him.
Easy.
They,
Easy.
they don't have a left tackle.
which is even better for us.
Yeah.
Bad for Jamar Chase.
That doesn't make a lot of sense going with that wide receiver that early. I get the connection, but you got to protect your freaking quarterback, Cincinnati.
They did
Left
draft.
tackles don't score touchdowns. That's what the coach said.
Whoa, stay on the Vikings here, Gage. How does it give you your outlook for the Purple with Daniil Hunter being
It
locked
makes
up?
me feel all cozy and warm inside. I absolutely love it.
Is that the heat down here, or is that your feelings because of the Vikings?
It might be that 6.9% rolling through me right now.
You are sitting pretty close to Alex right now as well. I mean, is that a
Just
connection?
just chemistry. It's just heating this whole place up. No, I mean, the defense was absolutely miserable. It was abysmal last year. We need Daniil Hunter. He is a pivotal part of our team, our defense, and our future. I'm happy he's happy, and he will be in purple.
This team is going to look, this defense looks a lot different than last year.
The COVID season sucked. Opting out sucks. Just get healthy and get everyone on the field and see what we can do.
For a majority of the year, we didn't have Anthony Barr almost the entire season. Our starting cornerbacks right now aren't two starting. They weren't even two players on our team last year. Same thing with one of our safeties.
Same thing with both our defensive tackles.
And now our D end, who didn't play for us last year.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game. I'm excited for Daniil to come back. I think this defense relied on him. If we didn't have Daniil, I don't think our defensive line wouldn't be nearly as good, which would make it tougher on our cornerbacks. And Patrick Peterson isn't young. I think it brings us from 16-1 to 17-0.
I agree.
Nailed it.
The key to Zimmer's defense is having one elite pass rusher, and that's what you hope Daniil Hunter is. From there, they've completely revamped the entire defense. They brought in 2 new interior defensive linemen. 4 out of the 5 on the back end, as far as corners and safeties, are all going to be new, assuming Bashad Breeland's a starter alongside Patrick Peterson. You got Mack, who's coming back, Mackenzie Alexander. You got Xavier Woods alongside Harrison Smith. That's an entirely new cornerback group.
And it's not entirely new. Mac was here a couple seasons ago, but I get what you're saying. He wasn't here last season.
Yep.
Yeah, it's different than last year.
Yep, for sure. It's still going to be Zimmer's defense, and Mac will have a little bit of familiarity with it.
That's why they brought him back, I'm sure. But then you flip over to the offensive side of the ball, and 60% of the offensive line is either new or at a new position this year. So you can't accuse the Purple of not making some changes and going all in on this year. They know it's a crucial year. And Daniil Hunter back and doing it as quietly as they did it is a massive, massive deal.
I think
Because you look across the border at Green Bay, and that situation just keeps getting muddier and muddier.
And Brian Robinson on Facebook's makes a great point. He says, "Howdy, that only works if they stay healthy."
Health is key.
Brian,
I'd say the
Brian
biggest-
Robeson. He's a
Health is-
former.
Yeah, that was Brian Robeson.
Oh my gosh, Brian! You got to tell me how to catch bass like a pro, man.
Like age by your influence.
I was going to say the biggest question mark on the offense is going to be Dalvin Cook's health. Because I'd say there's probably about an 87% chance that he gets injured this year.
According to proinjurypredictor.com, that's true. 87%.
Projector. He got the website wrong. It's proinjuryprojector.com.
Yep.
Says that-
Sports injury.
Sports injury
Here we go.
projector.
Alex has got it covered.
Dalvin Cook's percent chance of injury gauge?
Dalvin Cook. It's above 69.
That's fair.
That's fair.
We do have a comment. Devin says, personally, I think if the Vikings signed my cousin Brandon, currently in the Watertown Hall of Fame, they could easily win the World Series.
Who else is in the Watertown Hall of Fame? I got to ask.
It's kind of a one-man group
It
right
must
now.
be an
Yeah.
elective group.
Yeah.
Pretty fluid situation. Might be changing.
Bobby
every day.
Boucher is in it, actually. He was
Yep.
kind of just an add-in at the top because they wanted to get the hype of
They
it.
didn't want just one person in there, so they added, Bobby
Well, then
Boucher.
Thad Castle got put into after
Rod-
Blue Mountain State.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
I mean, I could see you giving them the real push towards the World Series.
I think I could. I think
Yeah.
I could do it. I mean, well, this Brandon guy, whoever Devin's talking about.
Devin
me and
seems
that
like a
wide
nice
receiver.
fellow.
I'd outrun Justin Jefferson. I saw him run a 40 against the Cheetah.
So how many wins does this
Pretty
give the Vikings
embarrassing or
on
what?
top of what they had without Daniil Hunter? Is he worth an extra 2 wins this year?
It's 16-1 to 17-0.
Brandon did already give his number. Where are you guys at on this? Is he worth an extra 2 wins?
Brandon's one was a really good guess. I'll stick with the one.
One?
I think I was about 10-7, 11-6 if things go right.
And now we're 17-0.
17. No, there it is.
Alex, where are you at with it? 1 or 2 more wins? More than that? Less than that?
I'd say it gets a little bit better, but we're on 11-6.
11-6? Star?
I think that's our ceiling is 11, 12 wins. I still think the Bears are going to be good. And who the fuck knows what's going to happen with the Packers. I'm not ready to crown us anything. I know Zim's roller coaster is always playoffs, not playoffs, playoffs, non-playoffs. So this should be a playoff year. They'll probably surprise us, but I never like to get my hopes up. 'Cause this team shits on my soul. You want to talk about unconditional love? People talk about that shit all the time.
It's
This
a
team
myth.
can do whatever the fuck they want to me, and I'm still going to be there the next year going, let's go. This could be the year.
That's
This is
unconditional
the
love.
year.
Or it's just borderline insanity.
They just keep
but-
taking a
Did they-
shit inside my
True
soul.
fandom.
And I keep coming back to him saying, I forgive you. Let's try this
Take
again.
3 hours of my Sunday, please.
Star has no room for love life toxic relationships because the one he's in with the Purple is all he can handle.
Takes all of his heart.
It's toxic enough.
We've all done the Kirk Cousins talker. Is Kirk Cousins your Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings?
He is if they win it this year.
2021, he has to be. It's our only choice.
We'll see how our offensive line plays.
Kellen Mond could come in there.
If you had to pick between Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz, who'd you take?
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Gage, just out of curiosity.
Who's your goat, Gage?
I would choose Wentz over Kirk.
So Wentz is your goat?
He's not my goat.
Out of
Of
these
the two, he's the
of
goat.
these two, would he be your greatest?
Is Wentz your goat?
It'd be the greatest of these picks. So Gotpi, yeah, he's my Gotpi.
He's got to pee on you.
He's got to pee on you. Gosh.
Kirk, you sick, or Carson, you sick fucker.
I bet
I
he's
think
into it.
Going into this year, I'd take Kirk.
Never trust
The
anyone whose
familiarity
first
with
name
the
is
team, and the
Carson.
coaching staff, and the players.
Carson's got more rings.
That's true.
He's on the bench.
He's got one though.
He's got a lot of rings in college too.
That's
Dude is
Exactly.
decorated. He's blinging, but he hasn't played with these guys. We saw what happened with Bradford when we brought him in August, and how long it took him to even get anything rolling with the team.
He didn't get anything rolling. What the fuck did Bradford do?
The next year he started the season with a dominating performance over the New Orleans Saints. Then he got injured, and Case Keenum took over. And Kyle Rudolph said, "Had Bradford not gotten injured, we would have won the Super Bowl that year."
It's easy to say now.
Yeah. Hindsight's 2020. I don't like that take though.
Where was I going with this purple?
You were going to
take?
say,
Oh.
how many Super Bowls do you need to win? Like, how many college championships to Super Bowls? One Super Bowl outperformed 4 championships in college? 3?
As far as like legacy, I think they're two different things. I think you look at Tim Tebow as one of like the greatest college football quarterbacks of all time, and I don't think no one will ever take that away from him. Heisman, 2-time national champion. He obviously didn't perform in the pros, and he's kind of the laughingstock. But when it comes to college football, he's in a hierarchy that not many people are in. No one's ever going to take that away from him. They're kind of completely separate.
But what would you value more? 1 Super Bowl win or 2 college championships?
If you didn't play for USC, you got paid a lot more for the NFL championship. So I think you should value that more.
Texas Tech, dude. Johnny Manziel came out and said he was getting paid too.
Yeah, but
Whereas
think,
Texas and
Yep, that's what I said.
but start.
What'd you hear?
But start.
he wasn't getting paid. He was signing autographs and getting paid for him.
Think about it from Tebow's perspective. How many NFL quarterback resumes would he trade his college resume for? There's not a lot of NFL quarterbacks he'd probably trade with,
Probably not.
because his college resume was, like you said, in a league of its own.
And it's enough to catapult him to a level of stardom that he's made money on since.
Yeah,
He didn't get in the booth because of his NFL career.
right.
He didn't get that Mets contract because of his NFL career. You know, he's a big name and did a great success
Great
in
success.
college, and it's gonna stick with him. He's one of the greatest college athletes of all time.
This
Probably
is
one of
total-
the greatest 2-sport athletes of all time.
This
too,
is
huh?
a complete Star Lamar
Right.
move to turn Daniil Hunter chatter into Tim
I
Tebow's
love
resume.
Tim Tebow.
Are you getting a jersey?
I was looking at Patty P jerseys. I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger on the Tebow ones.
Does Tebow make the team?
That's why I don't know if I want it. But it'd be
Oh!
a kind of cool token to be like,
Zero
I have
faith.
his Jaguars
Does
jersey.
Tebow make the team, Gage?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah. Urban Meyer just keeps him around because he likes him.
Yeah, I think he'll make it too. They'll use him as a goal line gadget player. I think he'll get some snaps. After Saturday, the Dynasty League draft, I got my Kyle Pitts jersey ordered because that's who I got out of the draft. Brandon, did you order your Najee Harris one yet?
Not yet. Nope.
Are you going to?
Nope.
You got Najee,
I did. Yeah.
and you didn't even have all the money.
Well,
He did
so-
by the end.
Okay, so here's
Okay,
what
so-
happened. I'll explain the story.
Go for it.
Gage came crawling up to me. He said, "Brandon, I'm in a bad spot right now.
Because he was
I'm sad.
just like normal.
I need your help, bud. I need
That's
to."
common too.
And then
Yeah,
you
we-
just jerked him off right there.
Yes, and then we actually talked fantasy football after that. So we decided, we made a deal. We came to an agreement on Tuesday night before the draft was on Saturday. Traded Christian McCaffrey and Adam Thielen for Deebo Samuel, Irv Smith Jr., Raheem Mostert, and $100 fab, which was 2 first-round picks. So I went from having 75 to 175, which was 50 more than the next highest player. And with that, I ended up turning it into essentially Najee Harris and Rashad Bateman. In theory.
So he gets a couple of really young, good pieces, Irv Smith and Deebo. A starting running back this year, the draft capital to do whatever you wanted, and I get Christian McCaffrey and Adam Thielen.
So context matters though. Gage is in win now mode. Brandon is in building towards something mode. So the trade in my mind makes sense.
Absolutely.
For me, outside of McCaffrey and Thielen, I had Kenny Galladay. I had Chase Claypool,
And that's about it.
Ronald Jones, Tariq Cohen, Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
Patty Mahomes.
Patty
yeah.
Mahomes was my other guy, and that was it.
Mhm.
So my other players were subpar. I went from that to obviously Irv Smith, Deebo Samuel, Raheem Mostert. I ended up getting
Najee.
Najee, Rashad Bateman, Gus Edwards, Darnell Mooney.
Who did you draft, Mooney?
Yeah,
This was draft
free
money
agent.
spent. Yep.
Yep, they were free agents. So
How'd you get him?
you
How
can-
much?
$8.
It was like, yeah.
$8.
Yep.
Steal.
Yeah.
Absolute 100% steal.
Yeah, but
Uh,
when we go through the hierarchy of draft dollars spent on players, there was a number of steals. Travis Etienne went for 50.
which is the value of a first round pick. And that was one of the higher ones though.
Kyle Pitts, the guy that I got, 96.
91.
96.
Najee
was
96.
91.
Najee was 96.
You're right. Yeah, you're
Pitts
right.
was 91.
You want some action, Scott? I'll bet
sure.
on behalf of Brandon. Darnell Mooney has more fantasy points than Kyle Pitts this year.
Oh,
I freaking love
I
that one.
love
You could
that.
bet the entire butthole right now.
Are you going to throw a 20 on that or what?
I'll throw
10
20
each.
at you.
10 each. Me and Brandon got the other 10.
Brandon
40
hasn't
total.
said anything.
You want me to throw in 10 on that? Who am I,
want
taking?
Darnell Mooney.
I love Darnell Mooney.
Let's
No,
put 10 on.
20. 20 from you, 20 from you, 20
I
from
don't
you,
wanna do a
and 20
$20
from
bet.
Alex, too. I'll take his money.
I got Pitts.
No!
Oh, yes.
That's a butthole bet.
So 20 from you, deal? Butthole bet, $20?
No, start with Star.
I'll go 20. Darnell Mooney outscores Kyle Pitts. Year
Butthole
one
bet.
in fantasy.
Just straight up PPR points.
Can I
Darnell
put a
Mooney,
caveat
Kyle
on
Pitts.
it?
No, you're the
Okay.
fucking caveat of caveats.
I was gonna say-
They're called Gageots.
No, I was gonna say once the rookie comes in, the rookie QB, then I would take the bet from that
See,
week on.
caveat king right over here.
I
It's not a bad one.
think he's going to be the target for
Regardless.
whoever's playing quarterback. I think Allen Robinson is going to be attempted to get locked down by every defense they play against. Darnell Mooney is going to have a Stephon Diggs like ascension because the dude can run routes with the best of them. And as soon as Justin Fields takes over, who he already said he's giddy about, said this guy's awesome, he's going to take off. He's going to be not only better than Pitts in fantasy. I'm not saying Pitts will have a worse fantasy career. I'm just rookie.
Yeah, you're
tight
saying
ends
this year.
usually don't go off by any
Very
means.
true.
So, but
Very true.
I think Mooney's going to
Yeah, but okay.
skyrocket his career starting this year.
Kyle Pitts on twofold is already looking really good. They traded Julio Jones, and Kyle Pitts alone is 6'6", 260, and runs a 4.4 whatever 40. Like he's a unicorn of a tight end. He truly is. He doesn't fit in the tight end mold. They've been force feeding him in rookie camp. He's going to get a lot of looks. It's going to all depend on what he does with them.
That's fair. So-
What does this do for the fantasy value of Calvin Ridley?
I think he goes slightly up with Julio gone because now he's got to be the main guy.
But we saw what happened with Juju
That hurt.
when AB left, and people thought, oh, his value's going up, but in reality, it went down.
But that was, I think, more Juju than anything.
Exactly. And Juju didn't have a lot of time without AB on the field. Calvin has shown when Julio has been out for a game or a half,
that he can be the
he
guy.
can be the one. He can explode, get those multiple touchdown, high scoring games. Juju never showed that, really.
Also got Terrace Marshall Jr. and then Tim Tebow.
Terrace, nice.
Yeah.
He flipped
I
Tebow
flipped
to
Tebow
me.
for a second this upcoming year.
My draft strategy was trade as many draft picks as I can get. So after the CMAC trade, I traded my last $5 and Jonnu Smith and David Johnson for Antonio Gibson and a future first. I had the future first in there as well.
Yeah. So your team looks a lot different. And then he had the assault of the century sitting in the pool that he probably doesn't even remember is where he flipped. He already has Justin Herbert. He flipped Josh Allen for Deshaun Watson in this upcoming year's first and second round pick.
It's true.
You
so I
got
got the
Josh.
first back. Yeah.
No, he gave Josh.
Gave Josh Allen for that.
So now he has another first, first again
Yep.
next year, a second,
And you just
Deshaun
get to
Watson.
sit on Deshaun until it gets
I got
figured
Justin
out
Herbert.
because you got Jay Herbs. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Really quick to rattle off some of the top paid for players in the draft. Najee Harris went for $96. Kyle Pitts went for 91. Jamar Chase went for 80. Javonte Williams was 75. Travis Etienne was 50. Trey Sermon 46. Michael Carter 45. Devontae Smith 32. Elijah Moore 31. Terrace Marshall 31. Trevor Lawrence 30. And Jalen Waddle 28. That's the most noticeable or notable.
Who are
you
some
say-
steals?
Did you say Kadarius
Steele-
Toney in that?
Kadarius Toney went for
He went for 15.
15.
Okay.
Yep.
15. And then what did Bateman go for?
Bateman went for
25.
25. Yep.
25.
Yeah. So steals of the draft, I guess. I mean, we
Some
also
of
had
the dollar
free
guys.
agents in here. $5, Russell Gage. $5,
Steal.
Kenneth Gainwell, Chuba Hubbard. Mike Davis went for 17. Gus Edwards went for 8. J.D. McKissick went for 19.
That's
Tebow, I got him for 2. Otherwise, quarterbacks, we had Lawrence went for 30. And then it was 20, I believe, for Trey Lance.
Yep.
14 for Justin Fields. Then the same guy who already has Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield took both Zach Wilson and Mac Jones for a combined $5.
That might as well see what you got for that much money.
Yep. So the draft overall, the auction draft was the first time that we'd done this in this league since the league's inception when we did an original auction draft to establish rosters. Super fun.
Yeah, super amazing. I love auction style. It's just
The opportunity to get anybody you want, in theory,
yep.
and you can spend as much money on one player or split that amongst 4 players. However you want to do it.
I spent my $100 on Christian McCaffrey, and then you turn that into the players you did.
Yep.
Both of us are happy. We both had opportunities to have fun. Who knows what happens next time,
Did you really just not want to draft Gage?
He doesn't
You were
draft
like,
well.
I don't.
I was
I don't
telling
know
all
what the
these
fuck I'm
guys-
doing.
No,
The
he
first
got
I
his.
already had 2 White Claws. I don't know where I am.
The
Just
first
someone
time
take my money.
the league creation draft, I drafted DeAndre Hopkins for $1 or $6, a really cheap value. He was on my team until I traded him a few years ago. So I was really hyped about it, but I'm more hyped about McCaffrey.
That's why you're on the decline of DeAndre.
Yeah.
Talking about how he's played 99% of snaps, and now all of a sudden this
I've
is the
been
fall off
watching it
year.
his entire career. I'm waiting for the wheels to fall off since I traded him 3 years ago.
Some players that
That's
just
my
don't.
take on it. Some players don't. He's hands down, I think, the most talented receiver in the league. But it's just a matter of
DeAndre
can he
Hopkins
do
or
it
Adam
every
Thielen?
time? Nuke.
Oh, so you're not a Vikings fan? You would take a
didn't say that.
Cardinals player over a Vikings player. Is that what you're saying? You take a Cardinals player, Devontae Adams or Adam Thielen.
That's Adams probably because of his age.
Wow. And you call yourself a Vikings fan?
Who would you
Devontae, I'd take Adam Thielen. Justin Jefferson, actually.
So if you had Thielen, you wouldn't trade him for Devontae Adams straight up.
Nah. What's your number one fantasy rule? If you have one rule for yourself.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have any rules.
You don't?
Nope. No
Stars
rules.
number 1 rule is no rules.
No rules whatsoever.
Really?
I've never stopped the draft and thrown a hissy fit.
Fit over, yeah.
I've
over
never
nothing.
done that. I have no rules. I just go with the flow.
Yes, you were
It's my
one of the
style.
most go with the flow fantasy people.
Is Gage
I've ever
trolling? No shot. He's a Vikings fan. Frick this dude.
Never trust anyone who says frick in person
It's not in person.
Do you guys hear
or
K1's
virtually.
what he said over the weekend when they asked him if he was a Dallas fan growing up?
Oh.
And he said, no, that was always ass. I was a Vikings fan growing up. So
No
I had some
shit.
more respect for Kyler Murray.
That's
I had
hilarious.
no idea he was a Vikings fan.
Hunter
It's
X
not that the
Hunter sucks.
Vikings fan were, but the Vikings weren't ass either. They were just as ass as the Cowboys were, if I remember correctly.
So Kyler Murray.
Well, Kyler wouldn't remember the 90s dominating Cowboys teams,
no.
Yeah, but he's the Tony
So-
Romo era.
but he would have had
He
the
would've been.
98 purple. Pretty damn impressive.
Would
He would have
though?
been real young,
I mean, he's got to be what, 24,
something in there.
23, 24?
Who?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. So he would have been like one or two.
He'd remember 2004 when we went in, or 5, I think it was, when we went into Lambeau, the moon game against the Packers.
Yep.
He'd remember 09 when the Vikings absolutely stomped out the Cowboys' dreams. So,
And, had the run with Brett Favre and
Yep.
AP his entire career.
and then let's remember too, though, like Tony Romo's career was good, but he had plenty of moments where he shit the bed.
True.
What did he say about it?
they ass.
The Cowboys were ass when he was growing up, and he was a Vikings fan. That's what Kyler Murray said. When
Yeah,
he was asked about it.
97, August of 97. So
He
That's when
would,
he was born. Yeah, so he wouldn't remember 98
No.
at all.
so he turns 24 this year.
But he'd be prime football age for 09.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he'd have been
AP's
12.
2012.
He cried in 09. I guarantee it. Everybody did.
So based on our draft, where do we rank our top dynasty rookies? Because we just had our rookie draft. Most people are gearing up for rookie drafts. What is the Butthole's top 10 rookies for dynasty PPR leagues? Non-super flex.
Top 3 in no specific order is Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, and Najee Harris.
I agree.
100%.
And I think you can make an argument for Kyle Pitts being one. You can make an argument for Najee Harris being one. I don't think you can make a real argument for Jamar Chase being one.
Wide receivers generally are the quickest to adapt and have a splashy rookie season, or most likely.
And more likely to
that's
have
a-
longevity.
A recent thing too, though. That never used to be like that.
One thing I hate about Najee Harris is Pittsburgh offensive line. One thing I hate about Pitts is being a tight end. I know he's an outside weapon, but tight ends take 2 years.
3. They have to learn the passing routes, the rushing scheme, the blocking scheme.
He's definitely not going to be rushing and blocking a ton, but
Well, he won't rush the ball, but blocking for the
I know,
rushing.
but blocking.
might rush
That's
the
what
ball.
I mean. He might not
could.
be
He is fast
as
enough.
involved in the blocking stuff. Be more the outside weapon.
Yeah.
Than a classic tight end. But those are just 2 knocks against those guys. So
Alex, are your top 3 the same, or do you have a different take?
I have Najee Harris going outside the top 5 in rookie.
Who do you have as your number one running back?
Get out of my house! I spent the house on him.
Who's your number one running back? Javonte Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not uncommon.
And that's completely fair.
As for
2
dynasty,
years, yeah.
I was going to say yearly.
For
I don't
rookie
think-
this year, I say Harris is an outside top 5.
For rookies this year?
just for a dynasty league, though. Or would you do that for a yearly league as well?
Yearly league as well.
Because
I think he's
Javonte
more
is-
saying yearly league than dynasty long term.
Yeah.
This
'Cause-
season, he won't be in the top 5.
The
of those
concerning
rookies.
thing about Harris is he's 23 with tread on the tires. That's the concerning thing where you have Javonte Williams, who's 22,
but
coming
he's a
in
backup.
for 1 year.
There's actually talks that Gordon is actually already.
Yeah, he's already on
Zero.
his way out. Javonte Williams will be the starter week 1, according to, I'm trying to remember. It was a pretty reputable
Williams
source today.
is thick as fuck. I like that guy a lot.
How's
How
his abs
thick?
look?
Yeah. How's his abs?
I haven't seen the shirtless pic yet, but I'll be sure to grade him when I do. But he's a beast. He's a man.
He fucks hard, Gage.
That's the other argument I have for Najee is when you have these 20-year-olds that are still growing into their adult bodies.
He's
you
an
get a
adult.
grown ass man like Najee, that dude, he fucks.
He's ready to run over somebody.
I remember right as we were leaving my house to go to the dynasty draft, Gage's rage was just fawning over Najee Harris. You're like,
So-
that dude's a real fucking man right there. I watched his YouTube video, his highlight reel. He is a man.
The one that got it for me was that semi-championship game or whatever, the catch over the middle when he just shakes the freaking cornerback. And
The
scores
only
the
college
tutty
football play you saw all year.
all year. And I was like, a full chub, 6 to midnight. We're ready to roll.
Gage is
after
like,
that.
that's my rookie right there.
He's mine. Trade him
So
for
the
C-Man.
caveat with our trade was Gage and I made it on Tuesday, but we didn't announce it till draft night.
So that what was the point of that? So other people didn't try to get more money than
The
you?
point was I wanted to hold on to as much fab and not have to worry about, as specifically Scott, trading to get more fab. And
And how did you feel when you heard about this trade?
These two, when they announced it, these two were just waiting for me to melt down.
I was waiting
Because-
for him to shit his pants. Like
I
that's what
remember-
wanted.
You were talking just 2 weeks ago about how I have the most money. I can do what I want.
Yep.
Whatever. I do what I want.
So the fun part was beforehand, I went to Scott's place and we all sat there and everybody's talking
And
about
you knew and he didn't know.
about all their fab money and what they're going to do and who they're going to go after. And I was like, yeah, that's great. You guys are still 50 to 100 lower than what I have right now, but that's great.
So let's
then-
make 3 points here really quick. First point, he had a better offer on the table from me than what Gage offered him.
After I accepted
But
Gage's offer.
The verbal agreement between these two had already been made.
Which, like a man, we both honored.
Well, it benefited Gage more than Brandon, but whatever.
Probably.
So of course
Probably.
Gage is a fan. Number 2, I remember right as they announced it, Brandon looked at me directly because we were sitting right by each other, and he was just waiting for me to fucking pop off. But I didn't care because after that trade,
'Cause
he had
you were stone cold quiet because it hurt you that bad.
no.
Your whole plan
You know
was
what-
out the door.
When
It's
he's
just
got
been
nothing to
festering
say,
until today.
when he's got nothing to say, you know it hurts the worst.
No, it's because I knew that this son of a bitch had so many fucking holes on his team that he wouldn't spend 126 on Kyle Pitts. And Kyle
No.
Pitts is the only player that I truly felt like I needed. Now, if he would have beat me on Pitts, I would have gone after a Najee Harris or Jamar Chase. Like, I would have still got somebody good, but I was all in on Kyle Pitts.
Getting Pitts would have left me with 49 left over to fill my roster, and I couldn't justify that. I walked him up as high as I was willing to go for him, and then I said, you can have him.
What did he go for?
91,
And what did Najee go for?
96.
96.
So they still weren't comparable to each other. But at that point, though, if I remember correctly, Najee Harris, like
Was
you
not off
almost,
the board.
you almost needed Najee after you missed out on Kyle Pitts.
Well, so my other plan was going after like Jamar Chase and Javonte Williams. That would have been my backup.
But you would have paid 165 for those two.
Shit,
Which-
if you would have walked away with those two, that'd be an epic draft.
I would have been fine with that because 106, and then I still would have had like 70 left.
That's true.
69. I'd had 69 left
Nice.
to, I had 175. So to draft a handful of other players, looking at our list, we only had two guys that went over
Wait,
that.
with Jamar and Javante?
I would have paid more than
No,
106.
those guys went for like 155 combined.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
75 and 80.
But
Yeah.
if you look at it, Darnell Mooney went for cheap at the end. I got Kenneth Gainwell for 5. I picked up Gabriel Davis in free agency. Like, I still could have built my roster around that. It just wouldn't have been with as many rookies in this draft.
So did you, after Tuesday, after your verbal agreement, did you then sit down with the idea that you had $175 and try to figure out what everybody was going to go for?
Yeah. I
Okay.
thought Najee was going to be the hot commodity. I created my
Look
list,
at that list, man.
but this was on Saturday night or Friday night. I sat down on my back deck. I just created my list of rookies that I liked, who I thought were more diamonds in the rough, who I thought were my must-have players, and I just went that route.
Wait, you have a back deck?
Yeah,
Damn.
back deck.
And the reason I
It's a
also
big
wasn't
deck,
super
dude.
shocked was
Big deck on the back?
You were shocked.
this. No, I wasn't.
You get Scott,
Because-
you were shocked.
Gage went to Doggers Frisbee golf thing on like Wednesday.
Disc golf.
Disc
Hey,
golf.
For all
Shout out to Montissippi Disc Golf League. You guys are legit.
And Gage told Dogger at that,
Every Thursday.
Brandon
night.
and
Go check
I
it out.
have a groundbreaking trade that's going to shock the league.
I
and
did
when-
not. No.
Yes, you did.
I did not say Brandon. I said I will be making a ground shaking.
That's what it
trade.
was. Yeah.
Trade is off. Trade is off. McCaffrey comes back. We had a verbal agreement.
Gage said, I'm
you
going to
weren't
make
gonna
a
say
trade that will
anything about
shock
the
the
draft.
league.
There was nothing about the draft. I said I'm going to make a trade before the draft.
That's going to shock the league. That's what you said.
You
And
slimy son
The
of a
only
bitch.
thing I could think is they have a verbal agreement for Christian McCaffrey. Because what else would shock the league?
That would have been the biggest shocker. What this slimy motherfucker did over here is we're talking. He's like, yeah, I'm making a move for Antonio Gibson. I was like, oh, I've been in the talks of Antonio Gibson as well. So he goes and he makes his offer to Nick, and Nick,
It's clusterfuck.
accepts it. The McCluster fucks.
Yeah, you don't
Gage
need to
calls
say
me,
his
he's like,
name on
"Hey,
this podcast."
By the way, I got Antonio Gibson now. Deal's not through yet, but I got him. I was like, oh, I better up my offer. Oh, you can't do that.
Well, this is the problem, though.
He calls me. It's 105 degrees out. My car doesn't have AC. I'm roasting like a motherfucker. And he tries to tell me, well, you know what? If you up your deal on Antonio Gibson, I'm going to tell everybody about our deal. I was like, you fucking silly C word.
Well, this was the other issue, though. For you guys to wait to make that
Scott,
right
calm
before the
down.
draft.
Scott,
No.
breathe.
Listen,
Just take it down a notch.
you probably would have
You're getting-
rather had those assets pre-draft, so you could have at least dangled some out there for trades.
Yeah, possibly. But I'm happy with how my draft went. I built my team in a better direction than where I was at. I have more depth, more young players. And the way I see it, if Gage doesn't win these next 2 years in a row,
Which he won't.
then it's a win for me. I
He's
won
still-
that trade.
He's still the fourth best team in the league.
According to some crappy website.
No, on paper,
true.
you're the fourth best. You're not
According
better
to the
than
website. Fair.
you're not better than Facts Not Feelings, who has Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Mike Evans, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson. You're not better than that roster. You're not better than Suck My Ditka, who has Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Devonta Adams.
Talk about an injury-prone team.
Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill, Carson
I've said
Wentz.
this whole
Who's his
time.
other
To
receivers?
win,
AJ
you
Brown.
have to have a little bit of luck. And every single year, if you looked at paper and you said that team is winning, they never would have won.
But they all make it in the playoffs and make it
it doesn't
away.
matter. Did they win? It's all about winning, and that's all that matters. That's what I plan to do.
Yeah, but that's luck. You literally just
Hey,
said it's luck, and now you're planning to do
I'll
it.
pay you right now. You want to bet $20 whenever the fuck I play you? I'm beating you.
I bet you $20 I go farther in this league this year than
Oh,
you
he
do.
wants to change it. I just said I'll beat you heads up whenever I play you. He's like, I'll go further.
I love how there's not an agreement. And he's like, he wants to change it.
Yeah.
I am the what did I say? Constituent.
Caveat.
Yeah, I'm the caveat king. Look at you.
I'll really put my money where my mouth is. I'll score more points in this
The
league than
points
you.
bet. We've never seen this one before. Get out of here, Scott. You have flashy players. Good for you. You score 50 points in a week. I'm going to take 20 every week and win. That's what I'm going to do.
You're not going to win with
Scott,
20
And I'm
points.
going to
down.
beat you.
You're not going to win with 20
And I'm
points.
going to beat
scored.
you.
Okay. Head-to-head win one for one win. Whatever. That's fine.
All right, fine.
Anybody that's a
He-
reputable fantasy player would take points scored over the season over 1 week W. Just so you know. But
Gage does
whatever.
have a $100 bet out there that he's going to place third or higher.
That's true.
He just learned about this.
Yes, he
From
did.
The look on his face. That's his first time sober Gage has ever
Actually, with who?
heard that he
You
made
got-
this bet.
$40 with Weed and Boys.
Yep.
$40 with McCluster Fox.
Yep.
And $20 with 2011 Giants.
Yep.
Woo!
You were very intense about that
What a
bet too.
bet. I'm going to do it, though. Easy $100. Thanks for
Wait.
buying next year, boys.
Because of the schedule set. Let's see when we even play.
See, I don't even care. I'm just going to win.
Just
Could
win,
be-
baby. You're like the Raiders, right? Just win, baby.
I will admit, if it's week 7, I'm going to be a little weaker. But besides that, I'm in the money.
You guys played 2 times, doubleheader, week 7. Just you and Scott. One thing we did do this year, because we have the extra game, and that bumped into moving our playoffs from 14 to 16 to 15 to 17. We decided to go week 1 is play against the average. Top 6 scoring teams are going to get a win.
Week 9.
Bottom 6 scoring teams are going to get a loss.
First time we played is
Because-
week
because you
9.
couldn't do
That's
an
crazy.
even amount.
We
Quit
just
looking at your bye weeks.
we were considering going with
Sizing it up.
double headers between your division. Originally, it was thrown out
Quarterbacks
there to
in.
play the average, but each person you beat is
Gibson's
a
out.
win. Each person you lose to is a loss.
Gibson and
But that 1 week
and
would have
Swift.
dictated
9 is a tough one.
it's
You should've
11
taken it.
games out
You
of
should've taken
14
it.
that we play over a year.
I love how he goes right to his
Yeah.
bye weeks.
Week 8, we'll see what's up.
Oh, weird. You're missing 2 players and you're out. That's because your roster's thin as fucking paper.
Gage doesn't lose after bye weeks.
Gage did say he plans on winning the whole thing, but then only wanted to do one-on-one bet.
You just said I made a bet with 3 players.
No, you just said right before you wanted to make a one-on-one just a weekly bet with me. You said you plan on winning the whole thing. So bet me that you're going to go farther than me in this league.
That's fair.
That is fair. I'll take a $20 bet. on that.
$20, I go farther than you. And if we both get eliminated in the same round, it's none of that, oh, I played in the day, you played at night bullshit. It's a wash.
Is it farther or further?
Thank you. Star.
Further. It's further.
Further.
The grammar police over there.
Is it your or your?
It's fuck, I don't even know. Star, what is it?
Your.
Don't
Your?
ask your wife.
Ah, that's good.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, but clusterfuck.
Star
Mine-
Lamar has a topic that's very
eyeballs.
near and dear to his heart.
Well, I think
and-
we need to have a moment of silence.
Yep.
For the best haircut in the NFL, Gardner Minshew. The mullet is gone.
God, it's just never enough.
Never enough. That's enough, though.
I could go forever. So, and I have a hot take on this. I think it was in Trevor Lawrence's contract. I think he said,
he has to get cut.
yeah,
Or traded?
I have to have the best hair on the team. Gardner Minshew needs to get a haircut. And so I think that Urban Meyer forced it on him.
Do you think T-Law's got a trademark on that hair?
I don't know. I think it's dumb, though. Didn't even look half as cool as Gardner Minshew's hair.
Well, I think that he cut it because T-Law is very insecure about how lacking his flow is compared to Minshew's.
So he's just trying to be a good guy.
Yeah,
Good guy Gardner.
for sure.
I don't know. So, and the rumor out there is that he's available for a 5 to 6. And I was thinking, if you're basically any team in the
Minnesota?
NFC East, why wouldn't you throw a 6 at him? If you're the Dallas Cowboys, who's your backup?
Washington, he could be your possible
Washington.
starter.
New York Giants. The Eagles are the only ones who do have 2 quarterbacks, but outside of them, why not?
Well, the Eagles did just sign today Nick Mullins too.
Did they?
Yep.
And they have Flacco. And the Giants do have a backup. I can't remember who it
BDN,
is.
man.
It's a long neck. Glennon.
Mike Glennon.
Oh, that
Yeah.
he doesn't count.
I'd rather have Gardner.
I would too.
Glennon's like 31. Over under.
Over.
31.
Yeah, big time.
He's around there. I don't. wanna
Alex
take that
over
bet.
under. Mike Glennon 31.
I'm gonna say over.
Drafted in 2013.
Yeah, I think he's over too. I think he's like
I'd
32.
set the new over under at like 33 and a half.
No, 30, 31. and a half.
31 even.
Yeah, he's around there.
Damn near halfway.
Over and under loses then at 31, just so you know.
I don't fucking
The
care.
house is the only one who wins that
Yeah,
one.
this is my house, bitch. He's actually damn near his half birthday.
Oh, so almost 31 and a half.
Yeah.
Gage's fucking tax write-offs are going to be so good this year for lost bets.
Wait, you can do that?
Fuck
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
you
Son
can.
of a.
If you have to pay
You have to
taxes
have
on your winnings, you have to pay taxes
Receipt
on your losing.
of it.
How do you have
Oh,
a receipt?
We
of
have the
lost
we
bet?
have the butthole bet sheet going out here. He
Like,
comes
you can
in with
go
just a
around-
Twitter log of bets. He's-
At
Turn that-
bars,
Turn that shit into your accountant.
just collect people's pull tabs. You didn't even have to do it. You get all their tickets. Those are gambling losses.
Yeah,
and
if
their
you turn 'em in.
donations.
Yeah.
So you claim all of those losses.
So you just bring in a
Shit.
shit ton of
I
them.
don't think you bring it. I think you claim it and then you have them in case
Next
they
wild
say we
game,
need
Gage.
proof.
That is what you do. You claim them and then you pocket them. Because then if the IRS comes knocking, then you show them.
Then they say, "Hey, would you have $10,000 in losses
tabs
on
around
pull
here?
tabs?" And you pull out your bin and you say, "Right there."
Yep.
I can see it right now. 3 weeks from now, we're gonna have a police report that says,
Local Anoka man is
Local.
Man, local Anoka man. I saw the look on Alex's
"Yeah,
face. He's all in on that.
local Anoka man with pervy mustache,
Oh, I'm
And-
out. I'm out. It's not me. I'm
caught
safe
sifting
there.
behind the VFW,
That was a close
stealing
one.
pull tabs."
Just digging in.
And then the
garbage.
video will come out. I thought this was America.
I'm sorry. Oh, this is America. Is this America? Oh, fuck, boys.
What year was Mike Glennon drafted? Star Lamar would know.
Didn't you say 2013 or
I
was
was
I lying?
I was guessing.
He went to the Bucks.
Yep,
I'm going to say 09.
it would be 2013. I was correct.
All right.
The
so
more you know.
off the top of the cast, Alex said that he's got some wild beefs. Alex, why don't you air your grievances out to the entire butthole nation?
And if anybody has a butthole beef, let us know.
Yeah.
Mike, it's yours.
If you follow the Twitter, then you know. You couldn't stand the Wild at all this offseason or this postseason.
That's fair. I did say that the Wild had a good season when they went down 3-1 to Vegas.
And how many more games did they play?
They played another 3. And they ended up losing. So I'm just a future seer. That's all. I want to apologize for being able to see the future.
Scott
Exactly.
single-handedly.
Predict the Viking season then.
Vikings are going to go 13-4, make it to the NFC Championship game against the Atlanta Falcons, and Rookie of the Year Kyle Pitts, and you're on your own after that.
How's your fantasy season going to shake out?
Better than yours.
He did put his money where his mouth
Okay.
was.
The only thing I'd like to say is you saying that was just a recap on the past. It wasn't the future at all.
What?
Saying the Wild had a good season is not a prediction of the future. It's a recap on the past, right?
So he's taking it literal. Like you were insinuating that the season was over, but what you actually said was that was a good season, which
It
was
was
a good
technically,
season.
yeah.
so then should we not even be mad at him?
Yeah.
Since it wasn't even a prediction that the season was going to lose. I think you just
The tables have
against
turned.
yourself.
How many Wild games did you watch before the postseason this season?
A whole. Well, do we get to count fractions?
What is
Full games.
All games.
Zero? Fucking zero.
what's
Okay.
62 times
Okay.
0?
And then when we were winning, who was on the Twitter saying, "Oh, believe it now"?
Though that was definitely me.
Okay, okay.
And then
Now we see
after
the truth.
3-1, what was said?
They had a very good season.
What was said when we won Game 5?
Let's go
Let's
Wild!
go Wild. We got
Chickens
this.
to Game
Yeah.
5. Let's go.
I need tickets now.
Yeah.
I swear this guy. Can we go to Vegas? Can we go to Vegas?
Yeah, I did say that. Who wants to go to Vegas? That would have been awesome. I just really wanted to get to Vegas. I wouldn't have even gone to the game.
Hey, Scott. How's the weather today?
What am I supposed to say?
Fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's all we need, boys.
Fuck it. That wraps this show.
Go jerk off.
Wait, go pleasure yourself.
This episode of Butthole is brought to you by Blue Collar Media Group.
Thanks, BCMG.
And the great people over at Thrive Fantasy and Shock Fantasy. Use promo code BUD if you're over at Shock Fantasy or Thrive Fantasy, and promo code BUDHOLE if you're over at Shock Fantasy to
Hold
receive
a match.
Wait,
up to
wait,
one.
wait.
your season pass of Shock Fantasy, which has Dynasty player trade values, rankings, trade values as well over at Shock Fantasy, and explosive output on Twitter. Matt Harrison, go check out Shock Fantasy.
Good friend of the show.
Can you change wild butthole beefs to just butthole beefs real quick?
For sure. Just give me 1 second if
Oh,
my computer
no.
doesn't die here.
After this cutscene, what have we got?
Oh, this is the post credits.
Extended scenes.
We're still
Everyone
going.
went
Only
off
from
when
the
they heard "Go
butthole!"
jerk off."
Oh, did you?
We said go jerk off. No, I didn't end it. Did you
Okay,
end it?
I didn't end it.
This is behind the scenes,
This
people.
is-
Guys, I was already jerking off.
After the credits. Oh!
All right.
Who was the guy? The guy that jerked off on camera.
What? That's.
He was on Zoom.
Oh, I don't know. Is that Gage?
No, he was like a big time guy.
All right, here we go.
You
NBC.
guys are the fucking worst.
Here we go. Butthole
Butthole
beefs.
beefs.
My butthole beef. So, let me paint a picture for you.
Cheese.
You are a small podcast group of friends, been working hard for 2 years. You finally get a break. You get on local radio, a chance to promote yourselves, to say your podcast name.
The most expansive local radio group in
Sports show,
America.
reaching your demographic across the entire state. Locally, they are podcast nationally. It would have been a great opportunity to spread butthole. And what happens? Gage's fucking rage was too nervous to say butthole because it sounds like butthole. Nobody hears butthole. Nobody.
Gage was too worried about losing his ability to call in once every 2 or 3 years.
Have you guys called in ever?
Yeah, I have actually.
I don't even know that you can do that.
How many times did you spread butthole?
Brandon
Me?
called in.
every night.
That's fair. Wait,
See
did you
what
say
I'm saying?
blood or
I'm
blood?
always
See what
spreading
I'm saying?
butthole.
Star does spread. He does spread
That's
butthole.
case and point.
You are.
Gage,
I
Greg Brandino.
I call this radio station every 15 minutes during the workday.
Yeah,
They're
you're trying to
pick
get
up.
that
I've
1,000.
never gotten on. They've never let me through. And if I did, you know what I'd say? Butthole.
Spread
That's why you
butthole.
never get on.
No,
You get
I'm
one
trying.
chance, Star. Okay, I
I'm
want to be
trying.
Gage's rage. Go on there, get a name, and then be like, "Hey, you want more takes like this? Check out the butthole."
You know what we can't write off next year? Our future yacht because
you-
we don't have one.
Because Gage didn't spread butthole on KFN 1,000 point or 100.3 1,000-watt
You don't even
radio.
know the station's name. Shut the hell up.
They are a big station.
I
it
just
was,
said
I
it.
thought you said it was the biggest one.
It is.
I thought it was KWB. No, you're fine.
All right, with that,
I'm
Jerk off again 2 times.
Bye.